Hello everyone, I'm Shuyue from Peking University. Due to the visa issue, the authors of this paper are unable to be here today, so I will present this work on their behalf. This work, titled Removing Obstacles Before Breaking Through the Memory Wall, a close look at HBM errors in the field, analyze errors in high bandwidth memory and process a hierarchical failure prediction framework for HBM. I will introduce this work from these four parts. The processor speeds have increased dramatically over the years and continue to improve exponentially, while memory performance has not kept pace. This has caused a significant and widened gap between computing power and memory bandwidth, known as the memory wall. The memory wall becomes a major obstacle in modern systems, hindering the training of large language models, LLMs. To overcome the memory wall, the industry is focusing extensively on high bandwidth memory, HBM. HBM is integrated into processor and constructed by stacking DRAM dies. Therefore, its planar structure resembles traditional DRAM, comprising channels, banks, cells, and similar components. It saves a considerable amount of physical space due to its stacked structure. Additionally, HBM features more pseudo channels than traditional DRAM, enabling significant higher data transfer rates and bandwidth. Moreover, HBM introduces lower power consumption. These advantages collectively position HBM as a promising technology to address the memory bottleneck. However, HBM still faces challenges in large-scale deployment. Firstly, HBM is tightly integrated within DSA devices. For instance, 80 GB HBM is packed into the NVIDIA A100 GPU, limiting its flexibility. Additionally, the complex manufacturing process and the weaker ECC equipped in HBM contribute to more specialized and frequent errors. Both credible and uncredible errors in HBM are common, often causing server crash and resulting in the wastage of expensive computer power. However, there remains a lack of analysis to observe the characteristics of HBM errors in real-world production environments. Therefore, in this study, we perform a thorough analysis of HBM errors to identify unique error characteristics. Our dataset includes data from over 15,000 DSA devices, totaling over 60,000 HBM memory chips. These devices are distributed across 19 data centers offering diverse services. We collect BMC logs spanning 2 years, encompassing both concise and detailed error records, along with sensor information. Our test datasets have been made available on GitHub. Recall that HBM has a different structure compared to DRAM. We first analyze the errors in different positions to assess the influence of HBM structure. For example, a bank group in HBM consists of 4 banks located in different positions. We count the number of errors at each different bank position to access the position effect. We analyze the position across different levels and find that at the column level, errors occur significantly more frequently in specific column positions, specifically the 7th, 15th, 23rd, and 31st columns. This is due to the crosstalk in HBM causing severe data loss in the specific columns. We also observe that the 3D stacked structure of HBM impacts error occurrence. Recall that we group the 4 lower dice in HBM as SID1 and the top 4 dice as SID0. We observe that SID1 has more errors compared to SID0. In other words, errors are more prevalent in the lower HBM SIDs. Further analysis of the die of each die reveals that the dice in lower SIDs show a higher probability of errors compared to the corresponding dice in higher SIDs. For example, die 4 and die 7 exhibit significantly more errors than die 0 and die 3, respectively. We attribute this increased error rate to poor heat dissipation in the lower SIDs. Next, we analyze the error modes in HBM. In our dataset, we identify 9 typical error modes, including 3 row-related modes, 3 column-related modes, and 3 other modes. Here, we primarily discuss the row and column-related modes. The row-related modes indicate that error cluster in a single row, 2 rows, or specific rows. We observe that only 5% of the bank exhibit row-related modes in our dataset. Similarly, the column-related modes signify that errors concentrate in a single column, 2 columns, or specific columns. We find that column-related modes account for 29% of the total, which is multiple times higher than the row-related modes. This finding contrasts with traditional DRAM, where row-related modes are more prevalent. We attribute these dispense to frequent TSV failures in HBM, which may manifest as column failures. Moving on, we analyze the time between errors. Since CEs can be restored, while UEs may cause server crashes at runtime, we mainly focus on the time interval between CEs and UEs and between 2 successive UEs. Since UERs have accurate timestamp while UEOs do not have actual timestamps, we only consider UERs in our time interval analysis. We analyze 3 time intervals. The first is the interval between the first CEs and the first UERs, which can guide the error log collection range. The second is the interval between the last CE and the UER, which indicates the remaining time to prevent crashes. The third is the interval between 2 successive UERs, which show how long it will take for the next UER to occur after one has appeared. We make 2 observations. First, the bank with both CEs and UERs may have encountered CEs as early as a long time ago, and these banks may continue to experience CEs until the time approaches the UER occurrence. Second, 2 successive UERs within a bank may appear in 1 hour with a high probability. This observation indicates that once a UER is detected, the prediction algorithm should be frequently launched to infer the newly emerging UERs. Then, we assess the impact of power on the occurrence of errors. We compare the power before error occurrence with the average power of the server. We track the power before CEs for a month and monitor the power before UERs for 1 day. We find that both average and peak power increase rapidly as the time approaches the occurrence of CEs or UERs. Interestingly, we observe that the power increases more significantly as time approaches the occurrence of CEs compared to UERs. This is because CEs are typically triggered by soft errors resulting from memory-intensive access, such as ROM hammer, which requires higher power. Our paper also includes several additional analyses, we present an overview of our dataset, detailing the number of components with arrows. We examine the spatial locality of HBM arrows and find a clear pattern of locality within the bank. Additionally, we investigate the impact of CE stones, observing that servers which had experienced CE stones are more likely to encounter UERs. Furthermore, we analyze the influence of temperature, finding that higher temperature correlate with an increased likelihood of UERs. For more detailed information on these findings, please refer to the paper. Based on the above analysis, we propose Calchas, a hierarchical prediction framework to predict the upcoming UEs in HBM memory. We attempt to use prediction method traditionally applied in DRAM to predict potential UEs in HBM. We consider two classical methods. First, we try the CE rate indicator, which predicts a UER may occur when the number of CEs exceeds a predefined threshold. We set this threshold to 500 and 1,000 as used in recent studies. Unfortunately, the results show that these thresholds are not effective with precision and recall only about 30%. Second, we try a CE-based predictor, which uses features related to CE for prediction. We test both random forest and gradient boosting decision tree models, but the prediction results are also disappointing. These attempts show that traditional prediction methods do not work well in HBM. We still need to explore a HBM-specific predictor to improve prediction performance. To customize a HBM-specific predictor, three key questions remain unsolved. First, identifying effective feature combinations is crucial for determining the predictor's effectiveness. Therefore, the initial step is to determine which features should be utilized to enhance prediction performance. Should we use component features, statistic features, or other types of features? Second, we observe that the correlation between features and failures varies at different levels. This leads to the question of what level of prediction is needed to maximize the utilization of the correlation between features and faults. Third, prediction timing also influences performance. As a result, we need to consider the appropriate time to make predictions. As a result, should the prediction be triggered when an error occurs, or should we perform predictions periodically? Next, we will introduce how Calchas address this problem. First, we generate representative features for model training. Since we observe clear spatial locality in HBM, incorporating component features that count the number of components experiencing errors is necessary. Unlike prior DRAM prediction method that only consider the number of CEs, our component feature includes the number of UERs. Additionally, the 3D stacked structure of HBM, which affects heat dissipation and error characteristics, is a key difference. Therefore, we consider stack features and use one-hot encoding to represent the SID position in HBM. We also find that power and temperature affect errors in HBM, so we introduce sensor features to monitor these variations. Based on these features, we fully leverage the correlation found in our analysis to make predictions. Now, we need to determine the level at which to perform predictions. we find that errors have strong spatial locality at the bank level. Within a bank, error may occur as row-related modes, which occur along a row, or column-related modes, which occur along a column. Therefore, we consider three micro-level predictors focusing on prediction at the row level, the column level, and the bank level, respectively. In our analysis, we also find the power of server and the temperature collected from MPU has a correlation with HBM errors. To capture the symptom of HBM caused server failures, we further consider the server-level predictor. We can achieve a comprehensive prediction by combining different level predictors. To ensure effective predictions, we need to select appropriate prediction timing for each level. We explore two approaches for triggering predictions. First, we consider the period-based approach, which performs predictions at fixed intervals. For example, if we set the period to 2 time slices, we will perform predictions every 2 time slices. This approach is beneficial for regularly capturing symptom variations and is used in our server-level predictor. The second method is the event-driven approach, which triggers prediction when an error occurs. This provides a rapid response to errors, making it beneficial for predictors based on error distribution. We use this approach in our micro-level predictors, including row, column, and bank levels. After determining the prediction timing, we generate features for prediction based on observation windows. For example, if we set the observation window to 3 time slices, the features are generated based on the log recorded in the past 3 time slices. This prediction is responsible for upcoming UEs within the prediction window, such as the next 2 time slices in these examples. At this point, we have completed the entire prediction process. This includes generating input features for prediction, determining the levels at which to make prediction, and selecting the appropriate timing for predictions. We assess the effectiveness of our predictors. We split the dataset into a training dataset comprising 30% of the data and a test dataset comprising the remaining 30%. We consider the metrics of precision, recall, and F1 score to reflect the accuracy and the coverage of the predictor. We utilize 3 popular machine learning algorithms: random forest (RF), support vector machine (SVM), and gradient boosting decision tree (GBDT). The results show that the tree-based prediction model GBDT and RF achieve higher prediction performance. Note that the RF model achieves around 60% in precision, recall, and F1 score. It shows the highest recall rate, indicating that it can help us identify 65% of UERs before they occur, thereby reducing the loss of computing power due to failures during training. Finally, let me summarize our work. We conducted an in-depth analysis on a real-world HBM error dataset. We found that the 3D structure affects error occurrence in HBM, leading to more column-related errors. Additionally, we observed that 2 successive UERs may occur within 1 hour. Furthermore, we noted variations in power and temperatures before error occurrence. To predict upcoming UERs, we propose Calchas, which combines features specific to HBM with those traditional used in DRAM predictors. We then employed different prediction timing for different levels of predictors to achieve comprehensive failure prediction. That's all. Thank you. If you have any questions, please contact the authors of the paper. Sorry again for the absence of the authors. Thank you.